in contract decorating is information overload. A lot of what we've spent a lot of time and energy on is developing systems and processes and automations that bring to attention issues before they happen.
We're not just selling ink on cotton, we're selling trust. It's so wonderful, and I really do love it, and we're really good at what we do.
Carrollton, Texas is a suburb of Dallas and is part of a growing metropolitan area in North Texas. Many businesses are proud to call this city home, including our friends at Impress Designs. Impress Designs stands out as premier solutions provider for decorated apparel and fulfillment, focusing on building relationships with clients both large and small. Whether it's a single piece or a million-piece order, Impress Designs is up to the task. In this episode, we'll explore how they've established themselves as a top contract printer in the industry, producing high-quality products in large volumes, making them the trusted solution for their customers. With contract printing, you're not selling ink on cotton, you're selling trust that the job is going to be done correctly. Let's head inside to see how Impress Designs delivers on their promises with every order. I'm here with Charlie and Nathan Bells, who run Impress Designs. Tell us a little bit about your company.
My family started this business. My mom actually started it in 1977. There's a lot of history there and a lot of family that's been involved with it. My dad actually handles some of our accounts. My brother handles purchasing off-site. My whole family's been involved with it and really ties it in because it's not just a job, it's something that we really are passionate about. We're part of a legacy and we have this history. The shirt Charlie's wearing right now was a logo that was done on a catalog in 1979. And it's really cool for our team and us too to be part of that. You know, our kids love that we run the company and they want to be part of what we do when we get older.
So who are your customers? Have they evolved over the years?
We do a lot of contract work, obviously. We have big contract customers, little contract customers. We treat them all the same.
People come in and then you're working with them so long. It's about the relationship, right?
Especially the contract. It's back and forth. Them knowing you have their back and you knowing they have your back. And that's all it is, a relationship.
We're actually in a 90,000 square foot facility. We operate 10 automatics on multiple shifts. We have an embroidery department with about 50 heads of embroidery. We do laser engraving and cutting for things like patches and name badges. What defines Impress is one of like our tagline says that like we're a decorated solutions provider. We want to take something and not just be your printer. We want to be able to print it. We want to be able to sort hang tags and put them on. We want to do neck labeling and UPC work for people. Today, we're working on a print. It's gonna be a full chest print on a Jerzees tee. It's gonna have a company name for it. It's called Davis Craig Company. It's really cool. It's got a hex pattern on it. So there's got a bunch of hexagons that are gonna be printed. We're using 300 micron high density screens. What our goal is to give a textured look that's a very subtle look so that when you kind of turn from different angles, you will pick up what's behind those hexagons. So they leave a little line in the middle and you get a parabolic effect. And the sleeve patch is kind of cool. It's gonna be a leather engraved with just an icon on it for their company. But it really ties in that construction component. So post-production, we're gonna be applying a barcode to hang tag. And there's a lot of times where we're doing fulfillment here on our location and we'll take that barcode and we'll put it on there so that we can scan them into our locations. Not everybody can take 1,000 shirts in their building, but they might want to do larger runs and be able to fulfill them as they go. The next step is folding and polybagging the shirt. Then you leave that hang tag where it's visible so that you can see your size and your pricing information right there on the shirt.
And do you do a lot of this type of work?
All day, every day.
About 30% of our production gets a fold treatment. Not all of them will get bagged depending on where they're going to get displayed. We do a large component of shirts that we do, for instance, for retailers where we're putting them on a hanger and we're packing them out in what we call store packs or size to scale. So they'll have all of the pieces in there, and that way different stores can just order one package and not have to worry about all the sizing and how they're going to break all that down.
What are we printing on today?
We're printing on the JERZEES 560 MR Black. It's 50/50, got a great hand, feels really good. And I really like the way the weave is and the texture with the HD. You have to have the perfect shirt with that to get that effect that you want with it. And it does really, really well. It looks really good too.
That's great.
Charlie, you're in sales and kind of customer facing, right? Yes. So what do you think is the advantage that you have over maybe other contract decorators out there?
If you come to us and we've never done it before, we will figure out how to do it. We're gonna make sure that you look good to your customer. Because at the end of the day, they're our customer. We're not just selling ink on cotton, we're selling trust. I'm with Sebastian Winkler, who is the account manager here at Impress Designs. What are your daily responsibilities? What do you do?
So as an account manager, I'm kind of the main point of contact for my list of customers. So from the very beginning planning stages of their project, all the way through any art, production issues, all the way through following up at the end to make sure they have everything that they need.
And you guys are a contract decorator, so most of your customers are who?
So they are customers with clients on their end. So they're usually coming to us saying, here, we have a client, they want this. Can it be done? How quick can we do it? What's it gonna cost me? And so we take that ball for them and get it, across the line. You're helping them facilitate their success, correct? Absolutely. Everything that we do is really geared so that our customer can look as good as possible to their end client, because if they're not successful, we won't be successful.
So if they don't know something, they're gonna reach out and you're gonna help them solve that problem, whether it's production time or artwork or whatever, right? How do you do that?
Absolutely. So yeah, that's a lot of our first initial emails with our customer is, hey, I've got a client, they want to do this. Is it possible? How do we do it? Is there a better alternative? And a lot of the times what the client wants isn't really possible. So we've got to come back and educate. Here's what we can really do. Here's why. Here's what we can present as an alternative. Having good information and the attention to details is probably the most key process. Bad information up front leads to bad decisions in the middle, bad result in the end. So if we can get all the information up front, really understand what the expectation is, what the goal is, and really set us up for success as we're going into that project. Beyond just being an excellent screen printer and an excellent embroidery shop, we have a high amount of storage capacity, a high amount of fulfillment capacity, a lot of experience doing retail finishing, and all of the additional touches that really go into making a complete product beyond just getting the logo that you want on the front of it.
I'm with Ray Reynolds, who's the production manager here at Impress Designs. You guys are a contract printer, so what does that mean?
Most of our work comes from people who sell it and then bring it to us and say, we have these shirts, we have this design, we need this date, and can you get it done for us?
Tell us about the job we're doing today, because it's kind of complex. So walk us through what we're going to see.
This job incorporates high density, where the capillary film is built up onto the screen. And we use capillaries because capillaries are consistent. They're machine made, they come in, in this case in particular, it's 300 microns thick, it's on the front, it's always on stencil side. It's all about control with high density. This is where the shirts will be rebranded. Paper tag comes out, that is a transfer, gets put on top. And this machine is an R2R or reel-to-reel. It's designed for belt-fed transfers. In this case, they're single sheet, so the belt's not there and they'll heat apply. Those transfers are cold peel, rip off the plastic, and you'll see what's left behind for the customer. One great tip, if you want to get into contract printing, understand your numbers. The KPIs we track are setup times, production times, machine hours, and rejects. The reason we track these is because it gives us insight on what's happening on our production floor. We have an LTS laser. That's a lot of lasers point really forward. It exposes where the lasers hit is where the light would hit if you were using like a film. Lasers are very precise. We have a unique tool, it's called Line Refine, and it lets us add or gain down to a micron to positive or negative areas. So we have a lot of control over screens, dot size. When you're going to reproduce screens, they're very, very consistent. That is tech stack that she's rubbing on to make sure it's the glue that we use. Some people use spray adhesives. We don't like the aerosols everywhere. This job has 3 spot plates in addition to the underprint plate. The high density plate, we're going around twice, so the machine is set up in revolver. All the spot colors are printing with 70 durometer squeegees. If you notice, our squeegees are cut a little bit shorter than the actual bar. And the reason for that is because full extended squeegees that hit the edge of the pallet can cause pallet marks on the shirt. This is the high density plate. The squeegee that's being used here is a 55, 90, 55 triple. High density tends to be thinner. There's a few different versions. We use a thickener in ours, so if you pull it out, it's almost like clay. You can see it sitting there, doesn't want to move, but it does. It's what gives it its stenciling so that it's able to stand up on the shirt. It's really important in high density to keep the foot bar full, we would call it the trough, very full of ink. The shirt we're doing today has a patch on the left sleeve, and we're going to be cutting a faux leather. It has adhesive, a heat adhesive backing, and cut it out on the laser. They'll place the leather, it'll go in the upper left-hand corner. We put a cover on it because as the material starts to get cut, it may want to move or curl, and it keeps it down and safe, make sure there's no problems in manufacturing. Keeps it all consistent as well. It'll brand the design into the leather, or etch it or burn it. And once it's done putting the design across, it will go back and it'll start cutting out each one of the individual hexagons. As the laser burns away the material, it will leave behind what it looks like it's stained, but this just wipes off, cleans up. That is the finished product that would go onto the shirt. This is where the leather patch is being applied. It'll be on there a very long time. Instead of embroidering, we chose to heat press these to give the client something different. It's not something that everybody sees.
One great tip for your shop is on how to get information from your customers. Some of the information you need is what style, what design you're going to be getting, and your due date. And that has to be put into action so everyone can see it through the shop.
In a contract facility, it's all about CPR. It's consistent, predictable, and repeatable. Those three keywords will get you through everything you do in your company, minimizing downtime and creating an optimal result.
So guys, what a fantastic day. I'm so impressed by your shop. This shirt came out fantastic. I love the high density. You guys killed it.
We're really proud of the way it turned out. You know, we put these on the JERZEES 560 MR, and it really turned out really good. We got a really smooth print. We were able to create the layers that we were looking for with adding that extra texture and getting a very subdued effect, which is what we were going for. It was really nice to have the tearaway tags that allowed us to get this neck label in there before we're doing a custom neck label here. And the leather patch right here, it turned out really good, you know?
I really do like this shirt. It just blends so well in the most perfect way to where it's not too much, but you still see it.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, thank you.